Students have not joined yet.
I did post in the Telegram channel, so I think there will be people on the YouTube.
I think we are going live on the YouTube now. Yeah. I think we are going live on. We have some students now. Abhirup, Anfas. Hey, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Abhirup, we are now familiar with your username. Anfas, yes, hello. Kanishk, good evening, good evening.
The usual suspects. So, okay. Yeah, good to have you consistently with us, talking, discussing. Kanish Verma has also participated, I think, earlier. So, if we will start off, can you share what learnings you have managed since the last two sessions? Just a freewheeler discussion here, a talk. What are you gaining? What are you learning? We have evaluated two scripts.
Yeah, and what is it that you would like us to cover? Which areas you think we did cover a lot, where we need to go? So it'll be good to get your inputs. Shabir, this time, I had even more engagement on the last assignment in Telegram,
Okay.
and we had a very interesting topic. When man becomes a tool of the economy, progress loses its purpose. That was the topic. So
Okay.
instead of the economy working for man, man is working for the economy. So I think, Abhirup responded, so many others responded to. There were some really, really good outputs. And I think this was like an amazing level of engagement that I saw, and so fast. And I was telling them on the Telegram that I've never seen you guys respond so fast, so quickly, and
Excellent.
so well. And it is very heartening. I wanted to share this with you because there were two or three students from our class, and I think the way they have adopted the process, they have taken that to heart. The essay canvas, the way you teach about, here's the counterpoint, here's how you, in a measured way, put the balance in. How do you kind of piece the whole thing together? Outstanding job. I was really, really happy with what I saw. And in the end, some faltered, but that. Uh, issue was primarily around sentence, this construction of the sentence of the topic, right? So I was
Okay.
giving them an idea that if you look at it mathematically, sometimes you have to do that. And I'm just talking to generate some interest, and also get some inputs back from the students, what they feel. Abhirup, you're right. Dissecting the topic and really what to write. And the dissection happens when you look at the topic and you see the sentence structure. So in this case, when X happens, Y happens. So there is a clear cause and effect, right? When man starts working for the economy, progress loses its purpose. So when X happens, Y happens. So there is a correlation, there is a cause and effect sort of relationship. And then we were discussing what is X and what is Y. So the X, when man works, what does it mean when man starts working for the economy? It was like the dehumanization of labor. And then progress, what is the purpose of the progress? That was itself such a gripping topic, that why do we need progress? Why do we need growth? And then I think some of you who were participating on that thread, you would see that sometimes we lose, um, we don't actually dissect enough, and we lose the nuance because we haven't thought about something as deep. Like, okay, what is the purpose of growth? I may not grow, I may just sit still here, right? Taking in, breathing in the air and eating my food. And why do I need to grow? Why do I need to prosper? What is the ultimate goal of prosperity? So I thought I'll share that with you, Shabbir. We had a, I think our engagement levels are increasing. I think I will ask some of the students to self-correct papers going on, and I know some of them have been greedy also. I say that you send half a page. I ask them to send half a page, but they send full essays. Okay. So I think this is a good opportunity for us to step
It's a
back and
good
actually
problem to
see the
have,
whole.
Dave. It's a good
Yeah.
problem to have.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
the day students understand that this examination is not about some course completion. This examination is, a test of mindset, test of critical thinking skills, test of study management. It requires some amount of maturity. It requires, some element of deep analytical thinking. And these are things that do not come or don't happen for most overnight. It can
Yeah.
take 1 year, it can take 2 years. And particularly essays writing, is an intense exercise in challenging the thought process, challenging what one thinks about some developments. So I think if they stay on with this, the day they realize this, the game changes. The
Yeah.
day they
Yeah.
realize that you can't force this process beyond a point. So in this, in a course completion mode, when they join institutes, when they join courses, students are always in course complete हो जाए, course complete हो जाए, और course complete करा देते हैं institutes, course complete करा देते हैं teachers, but the students have not taken it in. Okay, so जिस दिन ये समझ में आ जाएगा, I think students will enjoy the process of study and their chances of qualifying. I think that's what has helped them. I think we have done the essays for good now, 4 or 5 months and more probably. We started maybe November, December type, slowly, gradually. So those have stuck on with us. Last 4 or 5 months, they have learned this, nuance. That's why they're engaging. That's why they think they're okay. So you guys, we have quite a bit of joinees now. Hi Piyush, hi Mehek, Ganesh, all of you. So we were discussing, me and Dev were discussing, if you can tell us, what are you learning? What exactly you are benefiting in terms of what we are sharing? What is it that you want differently? Hi Nitin, hello. So we'll know how to structure our discussions then. Oh, we are great. Thank you so much for asking, Nitin. It's not often that we are asked how we are, but thank you for asking, Nitin. Yeah, Dave, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Let's get started, Shabir. There are quite a few people now.
Yeah,
So I think today we have taken one more paper from the list that you all pulled together, right? So you all submitted your papers, and once again, I will thank you. I will shout out to your courage to actually put something out there. I think it is very courageous, and I admire you for putting it out there and getting your paper corrected live. That's just an amazing thing. Hi Kaushik, hi Trishla, hi Prince. I think some of you, Piyush, some of you responded last time and did an excellent job. So really, really well done. And you guys are so regular, and that is the best part. Best part. So, Shabir, just one thing I will say before we start, right? I think this paper that you're showing, somebody actually used a sheet from another competitor's UPSC paper, and we had to sort of darken that. But I think I would welcome you if you don't have Edukemy papers. Let us send you those, and use them to respond because just as a decorum, we would not. We don't want to step into anybody else's territory. So I know you wrote in whatever paper you needed to, but just something to keep in mind. Yeah. Aditya says, Sajjad, good evening. Aditya says, sir, can we mention philosophy in the introduction part? Okay, Aditya, hold on to your questions. Let us just get this. You will get your answer. Absolutely. Um,
So, guys, we do this exercise again. And now I think most of you know what we mean by a good essay. And a very important test of a good essay is are you writing to the topic or not? And then we talk about the structure, the richness. Okay, so good to go. We can start off now, all of you. So here's the topic. We have deliberately hidden the name of the aspirant. The topic is there is no a wrong time to do the right thing. There is no wrong time to do the right thing. Okay, so right, wrong, right time, wrong time. Do it whenever you want to do. Okay, so find some idea there. So let's see how this essay is written. I'm reading out. I hope it's visible to all of you. Deb, is the font size fine? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
here we go. Back in 2017, stemming from a single social media post, a mini revolution had taken hold of the online world. Okay, an actress shocking allegations of sexual abuse by renowned Hollywood producer shook the industry, the women and the men across much of the world, leading to a series of similar revelations against him and other perpetrators as the Me Too movement. Okay, very nice. I think I like this. Let's see. While in many cases, these victims were speaking after years of silence, lowering the chances of legal justice, this wave was critical for throwing light on the abuse of women. It was the right thing to do, even if the timing felt wrong. Okay, it was delayed, even if the timing felt wrong. And because it gave a platform to scores of women to come forward and speak the truth. Wow, I like this beginning.
Yeah.
This is very powerful. And importantly, I think right on the topic. Okay, I would like to say it was the right thing to do. And this is where the emphasis, it was the right thing to do, even if the timing felt wrong.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's the paraphrase of the topic, right?
Because it gave a platform to scores of women to come forward and speak the truth. I'll say brilliant beginning.
Yeah, and Shabir, I would like to underscore one thing here that you always say that your thesis should be in the first paragraph, your introduction, to drive home the point. And a lot of students have asked me, sir, should I write a story? Sir, should I write a poem? Should I start with a quote? I think you can start with anything as long as the thesis is right there, right? If you have articulated the thesis, you can write anything. But that something, that story, that quote, or that poem should not take away from the core essence. So, in trying to write a story or trying to write a poem, sometimes we compromise the thesis and we say something that is close but not really speaking to the thesis, then we lose the plot. So I think this is a great beginning. Yeah, agree, completely agree, Shabir.
I hope all our viewers can um, understand why we say it's a brilliant beginning. Okay, is exactly the topic. Remember, topic is there is no wrong time to do the right thing. There's no time to do the right thing. And this is beautifully captured in this. It was the right thing to do, even if the timing felt wrong. Okay. And I'm sorry. Even because it gave a platform to the scores of women to come forward and speak their truth. Okay, so I hope all of you can see the merit of this particular section. Let's move on. Then would it be right to say that one should do what's right no matter what time? Okay, good, nice, relevant. Okay, right to say one should do what's right no matter at what time. What even is the concept of right versus wrong? Okay, why do right things? Why do the right thing in the first place? And is there really no wrong time to do it? A bit of play in the words. Okay. Why do the right thing? And is there really no wrong time to do it? Let us dive deeper to find out. Okay. I think the introduction is very good introduction. That's my guess. I am interested. I want to read more. I am definitely engaged. I find there's a logic, and the good thing was the example given was very appropriate. Allegations of sexual harassment, and they spoke up years after the event. It doesn't matter, it was wrong time, but it was the right thing to do. Okay, so let's continue. First, on the concept of, so it's now opening up now. Why did he or she say the timing felt wrong in this thesis? Adid or Viru, I think she said that, no? It felt wrong because it was much later. It felt wrong because, it says, because, okay, it happened much late. Okay, it was not...
It was not immediate. It was not when the situation arose and the response was
yeah,
not immediate. The response was delayed quite a bit.
speaking after years of silence,
Yeah.
lowering the chance of legal justice. Okay, so it feels wrong because it was much late and the legal recourse was lost. Okay, but yet it was the right thing to do. Okay, fine. Let's move on. Continuing, it says, first on the concept of right and wrong. This is a dynamic and a varied concept, perception. It changes from time as well as from person to person. What would have been right 100 years ago might be wrong today. Take the example of sati. Okay, so this is about what is right versus what is wrong. Okay, and mind you, the topic is there is no wrong time to do the right thing. Okay, let's see where this goes. Okay, so this section is about what is right, what is wrong. So example of sati, the practice though blatantly inhuman today, okay, was considered appropriate in India back in those days. But times have changed, reforms happened, and the meaning of right was altered. This was in part due to people who dared to differ. Okay, so that brings us to the other aspect of right-wrong question. It's variance from one set of people to another. Okay, so what is wrong, what is right? Then now we're moving on towards how what is right versus what is wrong depend on people and their perception. Okay,
Yeah, the
factors
variability
like,
is what. Yeah, I think she's or he's talking about the variability here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So factors like cultural upbringing, education, personal ideals impact one's personal right and wrong. Okay. First example, even today, Amish people are averse to technology. Oh, interesting. They reject contraception, adoption, while while this may seem wrong to a modern person, it is right to them. Here, mutual respect is essential for coexisting. Okay, okay. Kaushik, can we explore from personal growth to global collaboration to pursue common goals? Start something uh, we believe at any time. Yes, if it's the right thing to do, global collaboration, ho, common goals, so you must start it, even if you think you are late. To start something at any time, if it's the right thing to do, then do it. That's the topic about. Yes, you can. But right now, this student is writing about how right and wrong uh, differs from time to time, and how right and wrong differs from person to person. Okay, okay. Let me uh, see what's written ahead. But this isn't always the case. Sometimes some things are considered wrong as a social norm or legal statute, and there is no scope of subjectivity. Okay, some things are absolute in what's wrong. Some murder is wrong. Okay. Thus, the right versus wrong dilemma, though variable, is an absolute in its subjectivity. What's right and wrong? So, starting from that, it's always uh, good to do the right thing, even if the timing is wrong. The aspirant writes about what is right, what's wrong, and the debates around it. Then there comes the question of why do what is right. Why should we do what is right? Okay. The most compelling reason is personal morals. People who do what is right to them, despite resistance, often find life to be more meaningful to them. The action then becomes more important than the consequences. Why do the right thing? Before this, it was what is right, what is wrong. Dave,
Yeah.
are you thinking the same as?
Shall we
Yeah,
pause a little bit? We have read, how many pages have we read, Shabir? 3 pages, right?
uh, 3 pages. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
So I can go first. I can,
one page, uh, second page, third page, the fourth page.
4 pages. Okay. So after the excellent beginning, I think the student is talking about defining one of the keywords in the topic, right? There are two keywords, two broad keywords. One is right, and then the other sense is the timing. Basically, the topic is saying that there is no wrong time to do the right thing. That if you have want to do the right thing, any time is a good time, right? But we are trying to define what is right, why do the right thing. So I felt like, where is this person going with this, right? I think again that this person might be following subconsciously or consciously, the advice that, okay, first define the key constructs of the topic, then explore the relationship. So if that is the case, I think the relationship part should come quickly. And I'm getting impatient at this point that 3 pages have gone after the great introduction, where we are talking about the question is not what is right. The question is why do the not why do the right thing. The question is that no time is wrong to do the right thing. So I think this is a departure from the topic. That's how I, and I, because of the great beginning, I will read a few more pages. That's what I'm feeling right now, because there was a lot of promise, right? Young batsman came to the coach and hit a fantastic cover drive on the first ball, and I'm like, okay, this person has a lot of future, but then he missed a few easy balls after that. So that's where I am. Like I would love to give a few more pages of reading, but I think this is a departure from the topic.
So I wrote the points down. Okay. Excellent introduction. Brilliant, I'll say, to the point. Absolutely spot on the thesis. Good example. Uske baad mein, what is right, wrong? Right versus wrong varies from person to person. Some things are not subjective. What's wrong is absolute. And then discussing why do right things. Aspirants, are you able to see these points or not? मैं तो पढ़ता चला जाऊंगा, लिखता चला जाऊंगा. Me and Deb can have conversations. But is it obvious to you guys or not? That's an important question to answer. Are you able to see what we are trying to nudge you towards? Okay. Do you appreciate how, something is good, but something is digressing, and why we are being patient? I hope you all can see that aspect of the evaluation. Okay, so do let us know if you can see that or not. So then comes the question, why do what is right? Okay, so why do the right thing? So one reason was because of personal morals. It also gives some kind of meaning to our lives. Another cause is one's social responsibility and communal spirit. Okay, humans are intrinsically social beings, and a sense of connection to one's community is often driving force for their actions, even beyond personal beliefs. And the third reason, for doing the right thing can be seen in the ripple effect. You do a good thing, it begets another good thing. That often follows when one person does right, it inspires others to join in. This is how many revolutions began, big or small. This can be seen from European Renaissance, started by one family, Voyagers, Florence, me too. Okay, fine, okay. But if doing the right thing is so essential, does timing even matter? Oh, thank goodness. So this is back to, I think, the core of the topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so the writer starts brilliantly. Then I'll say 4 pages, I'll say, is a serious digression. But fortunately, okay, he comes back. Okay, because the topic yahin par hai. It is not about doing good or wrong, good or bad. It's not about doing right or wrong. वो तो interested है, आपको right करना ही है. Do right is good. Right gives you some benefit. Right is what is moral. Right is what is justiciable. Right to karna hi hai. Topic is, does timing matter or not? So after 5 pages, the 5th page hai. Okay, now the writer says, okay, does timing even matter? And just to put it in the context, I would like you to, and this is something I tell students every time, कि as much as possible, read the topics repeatedly. Bar bar padho. There is no wrong time to do the right thing. It's not about doing right or wrong. It's about whether the timing should be right or timing doesn't matter. There is no wrong time to do the right thing. This essay is about the time part. It's not about the deed which is right or wrong. It's about the time part. There's no wrong time to do the right thing. So if I go back to our discussion here, okay, finally, he comes back and says, if doing the right thing is so essential, does timing even matter? One perspective is that if the cause is noble and right, it doesn't matter when one does it. It doesn't matter when one does it. Take Indian freedom struggle, for instance. So I'm very relieved. Okay. I'm very relieved that the student has come back on this topic. Deb, your pointers, please.
Yeah, exactly same emotion. I felt a sense of relief that, okay, like, there is a return to sanity and not digression. And I think the student did it at just the right point, because I was starting to lose hope and then I got something back. So it's good. Let's keep reading. Let's see where this goes.
Okay. So over the years, by the way, Deb, I would like to point one thing here,
Yeah.
that three things stand out. One is the student did catch the topic. Okay, the
Yeah.
topic seems to have been understood, even if there was digression. Okay, so this I think is a very good thing. The student has a good writing skills. I think bearing a couple of grammatical errors here and there, some words missing. Otherwise, I think I'm overall pretty happy with the language. And I don't know if you realize this or not, guys. There is good legible writing. It matters. Okay. So once you have built my impression कि अच्छा topic छूटा नहीं है, अंग्रेजी ठीक ठाक है, एक presentability है. Look at the presentability. Okay, there is proper paragraphing. I can see some of the words underlined. There is a sense of flow. The right words have been highlighted. So I think these three things do matter. I hope all of you can see. That's why I'm not losing patience very fast, although I'm getting restless, but I'm okay. I'm saying, chalo, dekhte hain aage kya hone wala hai. And I'm so happy. Okay, he comes back to the topic again. Okay, just a point to note here. It's going on subconsciously. Okay.
That's a great observation, Shabbir. And I would like to add that in one of our modules in the essay course, we talk about language and articulation. And there is a small 10-15 minute discussion about rhetorical devices. And this student has effectively used rhetorical devices. He has used questions. He's asking questions of the topic. That's a great rhetorical device. How do you create interest in your writing, right? That your writing does not read like a textbook, or it does not read like a basic dictionary, right? So it has to have interest. So how do you create interestingness in your writing? Through rhetorical devices. And I think this person has shown that, and I think that also means that the person is a good articulator. Of once they understand, once he or she understands what is the core idea, then they can articulate very well. So this is the impression I'm forming in my mind. And obviously legible writing, good skills. So overall, I'm very actually happy, very interested to read on, and I would like to forget. See, it is all a balance of what I consider good and what I consider bad, right? The good, at the moment, the good is you know heavier than the bad, and I that makes me keep going. And sometimes In the last couple of examples, you saw how the bad was piling up, and our patience was also running thin slowly, right? And after 5 6 pages, we said, "I don't want to read more." But today we have gone into what, sixth page? We're still reading, so that's a good sign. Yeah, Shabir.
Yeah. So I was telling the student at the time that when you catch the examiner's interest, the examiner starts rationalizing your mistakes also.
Yeah.
एक बार मुझे अगर ऐसे कहीं ना कहीं इट टचेस मी, ओके, आई एम हैप्पी विद इट, अगर गलतियां भी होती हैं ना, एग्जामिनर समझा देगा कि कोई बात नहीं, बच्चा है, पहली बार लिख रहा है, एग्जाम प्रेशर में लिख रहा होगा, अरे ये तो
Yeah.
अच्छा लिखा है, अच्छा ओके, ये पॉइंट छूट रहा है, कोई बात नहीं, बच्चों से ऐसा होता है. Okay, so it's this is where I think the human thing varies and subjectivity comes in.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm almost justifying because I'm so happy, I'm so relieved, I'm happy कि अच्छा बच्चा वापस आ गया टॉपिक पर, ऐसे कोई बात नहीं, होता है ऐसे, आगे देखते हैं, बिकॉज गुड चाइल्ड, अच्छा लिख रहा है, अंग्रेजी ठीक ठाक है, ऑर्गेनाइज है, तो देखते हैं आगे क्या होता है. Okay, I am willing to give you that benefit of doubt. Okay, I'm not dismissive of the entire essay, even if I think 6 pages में सिर्फ एक पेज was on the topic, 5 पेज digress कर रहा था, but I'm still not giving up on this particular person. ठीक है? So note these things, and as examiner, how am I thinking? How am I justifying? Okay, or maybe rationalizing some of the errors. Right, then we continue. So it says, take the example of Indian freedom struggle. Over the years, several people revolted against the British and had to face repercussions. Bhagat Singh and his comrades, among several others, paid the ultimate price for it. Even then, it took many more years for independence to be found. So a confusing language ho ja raha hai. ठीक है. But even though the result was unfortunate, their actions were not in vain. The right thing led to an upsurge in the fight for freedom. Despite the major loss, the cause was too important for the timing to even matter. Okay, I have to think on this. Bhagat Singh ki baat, the idea was that does timing even matter? That the cause is noble and right. It doesn't matter when one does it. So example was Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh's revolt was much before the right time. That's what the writer thinks. And Bhagat Singh paid with his price. But Bhagat Singh's activities inspired a whole generation. So it says, despite the major loss, the cause was too important for the timing to even matter. Well, it looks like the writer is writing the topic, at least he or she is trying it, but I'm not convinced with this argument. My personal is, okay, maybe topic is not lost, but the quality of argument, I am not very convinced. Ki Bhagat Singh was before time, it was the wrong time, yet it inspired the good. Deb, I may be wrong here, maybe I'm
No, I think I am completely on the same page. I was also not convinced by the argument, although I am convinced that the example has merit. Okay, Bhagat Singh's example has merit because what happens when you feel strongly about about an action? You actually don't care what's going to happen to you. You don't care how many people are with you, but you just do it because it feels right. And one thing leads to another. There is a ripple effect, and eventually something happens. And this is the whole point about the essay, that don't worry about the timing. If you feel something is right, do it, because you may not have the right support, you may not have the right people, you may not have the right kind of investment, you may not have this, may not have that. There are many constraints in your way, but don't think about the constraints. At the core of the topic this is what it says, that there is a fundamentally right thing to do it. All right. So I think, but the way it was worded, the way the argument was constructed, it lacked coherence. And I think, on another day, another time, we could get into, say, Shabir, how we do the deep think framework, right? So we have a systematic way. Okay, this is a surface level fact. How do you get from the surface level fact to actually building a, deep, robust, strong argument? वो मिसिंग था यहाँ पे.
No, Abhirup, I'm not saying Bhagat Singh example is wrong. What I'm saying is the way the argument was built, okay, that is questionable. The argument that Bhagat Singh मारे गए तो गलत लग रहा है लेकिन अच्छा हुआ. हम टाइमिंग की बात कर रहे हैं, right? Okay, so that argument was not very well developed. Okay, that was the idea. But okay, I can see that he or she is trying at least. Okay. However, consider the revolt of 57. The country was fragmented, and most who revolted did so due to personal grievance, communal revenge, seldom a nationalist outlook, the lack in a common fighting cause, combined with weak leadership and out-of-date equipment led to brutal repression, harmful consequences in the form of divide and rule, increased difference between British and Indians, perhaps. Okay, then acting prematurely, even if it is for the right cause, can lead to harm or minimal success. I'm completely twisted here now. So, Bhagat Singh ka jo example, see, I'm evaluating not just example diya ki nahi, I'm evaluating whether argument ka jo quality hai, wo kaisa hai. Okay, I'm arguing on there is no right time to do, there is no wrong time to do a right thing. Jab bhi right ho, wo karo. Okay, even if it's premature, do it. Even if it is seemingly a wrong time, still do it. Even if you think it's late, still do it. There is no wrong time for a right thing. Okay, so Bhagat Singh ka argument ye tha ki Bhagat Singh was maybe early, huge cost of life, but it inspired people. So the right thing may be the wrong time, but it was still the right thing. The revolt of 57, I mean, the argument looks like the whole revolt was wrong. The revolt was built on communal agenda. The revolt was built on personal animosity. The revolt was built on, narrow provincial interests. There was no leadership. There was no equipments. The whole thing was wrong. And it also led to wrong things. Divide and rule, widens the gap between British and the Indians. It was premature. And even if the right thing can lead to minimal success. So, ये argument का focus क्या है? Okay,
Shabir,
argument focus.
I felt this was kind of a counter argument.
Yeah.
It was a completely counter to what you are trying to say. And I felt it was too early to make a counter argument, since you haven't given the right kind of arguments building up to the core of the essay. So I felt it was a little bit too early. So
आपने अभी
counterpoint is
establish
good.
ही नहीं किया.
Correct, exactly.
Wrong time होता नहीं है. पहले उसको establish तो करो. आपने 8 पेज लिखा है. 8 पेज में से पहला पेज was absolutely through the orbit. Then I'm lost. Then you come back and tell me, there's no wrong time. Okay, आपने establish नहीं किया. And then you are given a counter argument. A counter argument का भी argument मैं अभी तक पकड़ नहीं पाया हूं. I do not know if you have got the argument here. But I'm still toying with theme kya? Theme is that even if it is the right cause, it can lead to harm. ये आया कहाँ से?
Acting prematurely. I think that last statement is what made me feel that it is a counter argument.
Okay, so I will.
Perhaps then, acting prematurely, even if it is the right cause, can lead to. So basically, you're saying timing has a role. You are basically saying timing has a role. The essay topic is saying timing doesn't have a role. So you are clearly countering the essay topic, which is okay, but wrong time. I completely echo Shabbir that this is, you haven't established the topic yet, and you are getting into a counter argument.
Okay, so I'm getting restless now. And previous page, I was good writing, neat presentation. I'm patient. Now I'm losing it. And here comes the killer. Okay, this where card kut diya. Okay, so my impression is now okay a bit on the shaky ground. Okay, but this gives rise to question: how does one know what is right time to do something? Something is. There is no right time. There is no wrong time for right thing. वो अभी एस्टैब्लिश नहीं हुआ है. अब आपने एक और डायमेंशन खोल दिया. How does one know whether it is the right time or not? Kaushik asked me, sir, do we really need to define right here? Or can we start describing events that turned out to be right irrespective of timing to substantiate the argument? Brilliant, Kaushik.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Excellent. I think you have got the sense. This essay was not about defining what is right.
Or figuring out what is the right time to do something. I think, Kaushik, what you said, irrespective of the timing, that is the core. Yeah. So,
Okay.
Shabir, I also felt like this was how does one know what the right time to do something is going, in a different direction completely.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So now I'm. Let's see. I'll still. How doers? क्या था? I forgot the previous sentence. What if? What if waiting for the right time can end up in never taking actions at all? Perhaps then there is value in taking the risk. Mahatma Gandhi, along with other leaders, launched the non-cooperation movement in 1920, but had to call it off in 22 when Chauri Chaura violence happened, despite his strong non-violent action plan. Non-cooperation was assumed to be the right strategy, but perhaps the people weren't ready for it, and the time was wrong. Okay. Essay says that nothing like wrong time for a right thing. So you are establishing the timing was wrong.
So I'll tell you a little, Shabir. I'll give you my feedback on the last two pages. I'm thinking as an evaluator, what perceptions am I forming in my mind about this person, right? The crossed paragraph, then this, slightly going off track. Then actually the first line of the next page, if you go, if you scroll to the top, um, I thought the person actually made a good thing. They're waiting for the right time can end up in never taking action at all. So I was excited that okay, now the topic is what? The topic is about bias towards action, right? That you should take action. If you feel it's the right thing, you should take action, and you should not think too much about timing is right or not. So I thought the person was going back. But then, this whole example of Mahatma Gandhi, non-cooperation movement, Chauri Chora, they stopped it, the strategy was right, just change the strategy. I think the perception I'm forming in my brain is this person is thinking on his or her feet, and his or her brain is in a messy place right now. Like they're thinking too many things, it's muddled up, they're trying to figure out. So दिख रहा है कि डेस्टिनेशन कहाँ पर है, लेकिन जीपीएस रास्ता नहीं, यूपीएस को रास्ता नहीं मिल रहा है. So this is giving me the impression that the person does not know how to go from point A to point B. They know what point B is. So this means that in terms of critical thinking, what that means is that you haven't clearly created the arguments and created a path towards your goal. See, just abstracting the whole essay writing process, and student Shabbir and I both talk in detail about this, that why do we have the essay canvas? Why do we focus so much on arguments? That if essentially it is a journey, right? When you understand the essay topic, that is obviously the first step. That is knowing where your point B is, where you want to go. You're starting somewhere. The way to go from point A to point B is first create your core arguments, which is what we do in the Telegram channel. That is all we do, right? Create the core arguments. Now, they may or may not necessarily be in the right order. They may not be in the right sequence where one actually takes strength from the other and builds on it. So that is why we have the essay canvas to put together the road from point A to point B, right? So this person very clearly is not, sure about how to do that. And the other reason why I'm feeling like that, Shabir, is because although there are underlines within the paragraphs, the core idea of the argument is not clear, right? It's all over the place. So, and the arguments are not mutually exclusive, they're blending into each other. So it is at best a khichdi, right? Where all the ingredients have been put together, something has been cooked, but the ingredients and why they have been put, in which sequence they have been put, is completely gone for a toss. That's that's the perception I'm forming in my brain, reading whatever 9-10 pages that we have read so far.
या जैसे बच्चे को टॉपिक का आइडिया तो हो गया है, ओके, बट वो झटके में आ रहा है. कुछ कह दिया, फिर वाओ आई हिट ए पॉइंट, then again here go here there, then again one point. Okay, so I wrote that for a good essay you must know what the topic demands, but also know how to move through the arguments. There is a logical sequence of ideas has not been developed. The person is all over the place.
Mini is saying, sir, do you think there is more of an articulation error or a content weakness? I think content hai. The right examples are there, but linking them in the right way and forming the arguments, the logical sequence of the arguments, both are missing.
Yeah. And first ask, can we say don't waste time? There's no tomorrow. Don't wait for someone. Go work hard, achieve it. Excellent.
This
is what the topic was.
Yeah, bias towards action. Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, this is so simple, right? Don't waste time. There's no tomorrow. Go work hardest. and you figured out this is the right thing, just do it, right? Bias towards action.
और ये जो क्वेश्चन है नितिन आप पूछ रहे हो, कैन वी गिव एग्जांपल ऑफ न्यूक्लियर टेस्ट, कैन वी गिव एग्जांपल ऑफ नॉट इनफ बजट फॉर मिशन मार्स? अरे बेटा एग्जांपल मैटर नहीं करता, आप बताओ उसको लिखोगे कैसे? ओके, राइट थिंग इज इंपॉर्टेंट, नॉट राइट टाइम. Okay, so yes, all these examples are relevant, but you must write it like, okay, the time doesn't matter, do what is right. आपको वैसे लिखना है इसको. Kaushik, okay, yes, there's no right time for reforms, there is no right time for sustainable development, there's no right time climate action. Right time is now. Right time is whenever you start. Okay, right time is, okay, whatever gets you going. Okay, so there's nothing called as wrong time if you're doing the right thing. Okay, so okay, I will read maybe a few more lines. In contrast to this, reformers like Jyotiba Phule, M.G. Ranade faced opposition, resistance, raised their voice for widow remarriage, yet they pursued what they believed was right, regardless of ripeness of time. Now I'm looking at language errors also. ठीक है, regardless of ripeness of time. And what this example showed to us, oh, this is getting over. Show us is that with most aspects of human behavior, there is a constant push and pull between the right or wrong thing to do, between doing it or not, or right time or wrong time to do it. If it all boils down to one's own perception values and how they are willing to do and act on them. There's also immense value in educating oneself and getting aware of things around us. Equip ourselves with the ability to take right decisions, opportunity rises. Okay, ठीक है. Conclusion, my impression is hurried through. I think the aspirant lost patience. वो खुद ही थक गया. Okay, और कुछ जोड़ जाड़ के, okay, it's quickly summed up and okay, it's over. I didn't even realize कि अरे मुझे लगा कि अब टॉपिक वापस आ रहा है तो थोड़ा और लिखेंगे. So yeah, that's about it. This is the essay. So guys, if
yeah,
Deb.
Shabbir, I was saying that I have a feeling of free fall. Okay, I thought I was like somebody took me to the mountain top, but then pushed me, and I had a free fall. I think this essay had so much promise. This essay had all the right ingredients. It had, the person had understood the core of the topic. But in the end, the arguments are not well formed and the arguments are not connected logically. And it just was not any better than the last two examples we saw. In the last couple of examples, I felt the fall was gradual, and every page I was feeling like a little bit worse, little bit worse, little bit worse. This time it was, great intro. We all climbed high, really up, but then we fell equally fast. That's how I would say.
So guys, 250 में से if somebody gets 130 plus, I'll say is a very good essay. Okay, 130 plus का मतलब है on an average each essay should get 65 plus 65. ये average आपके marks हैं to get a very good score. If I'm touching 140, जो brilliant score है, on average I must score 70 plus 70. Okay, so मुझे अब डिसाइड करना है कि 125 से कितना स्कोर करूं. Okay, so I know a very good score is 60, 65 plus. A brilliant score is 70 plus. Brilliant, definitely not. Very good bhi, I'll say no, it's not. Okay, so guys, you guys tell me, आप लोग कितना मार्क्स देते 125 में से? 125 में से how much would you score?
And I think it's important, Shabir, that the students also provide a score here, because I think that will enable them to also critically examine their own writing. I think as they're seeing us evaluate, they understand what is needed, what is the demand of the essay, and you have the ability to self-evaluate. And a lot of you actually think that the institutes that you go into, the evaluation, they're not all on the right track. And I see so many evaluations. One evaluator, for example, Shabir, is like, "Oh, you should start with a story. You didn't do storytelling in the beginning." And, I was telling the student, don't lose heart, because that's just a bad evaluator. So I think hopefully this is giving you the opportunity to look at, the essay critically, and understand for yourself where you will lie based on what you've written. So I think most of them are 45 to 50. Abhirup is saying 49. Abhirup, how about some decimals?
49.5,
Yeah.
0.75. So I think, guys, okay, good
Kaushik,
intro, decent
58,
content,
55.
short of articulation. Kaushik, I don't think there was a problem of articulation. The problem was more about logical thinking. Okay, the problem was more about structured and a good argument. इस बच्चे का लैंग्वेज प्रॉब्लम बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है. ये बच्चे को वो लॉजिकल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स ही नहीं आ रहे थे. Okay, and he was all over the place. 55 looks a bit generous to me. I do not know. Well, Dave has said I am the bad cop here. I tighten up things. Okay. So, guys, no point fighting here. Because anything you score less than 100, 110 is as good as scoring 40, 50 also. Because you have lost the race there. Okay, so fine. If you say 40, the guy average gets 80 out of 250. Massive damage done. If you say 45, the guy scored 90 out of 250. Okay, so any case, I think most of you will give less than 100 out of 125. Okay, sorry, less than 50. Less than 50 out of 125. The scores, okay, stuck between 80, 90 types. Yeah, 80, 85, 90, 95 types. Dave, would you also do the same, or
Yeah, I
would you
think
be a bit generous?
this time there is no difference between the good cop and the bad cop. I think we are the same, but I feel like this student has so much potential. I felt like this could have been a 65 essay. Maybe, I mean, I was so excited when I read the first page. I'm like, wow. Okay. So I think, you know, you you can see that don't rest on your laurels. Don't feel good. Oh, I know how to write essays. Sometimes you can write very well, but on that day for a particular topic in that 1 hour, you may actually lose the plot. And this is, even Virat Kohli, Tendulkar gets out on zero, right? There are bad days, and sometimes you have a bad day, and you can see how things can go wrong, right? So the one thing that I always tell you is that you practice, and you practice with a process, right? You don't just practice saying acha main kuch bhi submit kar dunga, but follow a process. When you know that process is right, and anybody who has gone through the course knows that entire process end to end. Little bit of that process I do for free in the Telegram channel, but Once you understand the process, you replicate it day after day, day after day, day after, then you can go into the exam hall and what if this student would have spent 5 more minutes and created an outline of the core arguments before writing? This essay could have gone somewhere else, right? So I think this is a lost opportunity. It was and this is all great because it's all safe environment, right? You are learning, you are understanding what not to do in exam environment. So this is all good, but you had a great opportunity, and whoever wrote that essay can write a 65, 70 essay. I'm walking out with that feeling. um, Either you were in a hurry, to Shabbir's point, it looked hurried, or you didn't follow the process that you typically do. So yeah, I mean, another one bites the dust, right? As the Queen song goes, another one bites the dust. But point is not that Shabir and I want to be like critiques forever, right? So we get very excited when we see good writing, and we would love to see something much better, so we can give you also a taste of what's good. But what's important is you understand the essays that don't fetch marks, to know what not to do. That is more important in this case. So that is why we are also picking some things where you did some things right, some things you didn't do right, and what is the impact of that.
Yeah, Deb, I think well said. You said it all. Anfas says he's weak in English, lack information, justify arguments, but interest to think. When it comes to paper, I failed what to do. And Anfas, you are brave and honest in admitting that you have limitations. Uh, there are many, many like you who have the same feeling. And Anfas, this skill is very learnable. You can learn this. Sometimes we are too hard on ourselves. Sometimes इतना बुरा कंडीशन होता नहीं है, बट हमें लगता है कि हम बहुत ही पुअर हैं. उसका तरीका यही है, बच्चे, प्लीज बी पार्ट ऑफ these सेशंस. Join us on Telegram channel. I'll invite you to be part of our essays course. वो कोर्स को अगर आप 4 5 6 बार देख लोगे, okay, you will know what is a good essay. It's like, before you start working, you should know what to work on. Okay, how important is language? How important are examples? How important are arguments? Okay, so I'll invite you to consider joining the program. It's a self-paced program. आप 2 3 4 बार videos देखो, and our Telegram channel essays with Edukemy, where so many of you are writing. It's so engaging. It's so encouraging for us, motivating us to stretch ourselves. Okay, तो आप वो करो, बच्चे, आप सीख जाओगे. It's not undoable. It's not beyond anybody's reach there. Okay, so thank you all participating with us. I hope to share more topics. Let's see. I do not know if you have something else in mind. Maybe next week we'll take up one more topic, or maybe one more essay. So I'm calling this as Thursdays for essays, or essay Thursdays. Okay. So that's all from my side. You want to say something? You can, or that's about it.
Yeah, thank you to everybody. We will pick other sheets, other papers that you have submitted. So thank you for submitting. I know there are at least 15 more, or 12 or 13 more, Shabir. So at this rate we are busy for the next 3 months. uh, but I'm hoping that if we do a few more, students will get the idea of what what this is all about. But really appreciate whoever is coming out and submitting. Great opportunity you're giving yourself. And I think the length we go to in terms of evaluation, forget about the actual examiner. Actual examiner might be spending less than 5 to 8 minutes, right?
Yes.
We're spending an hour. So the level of feedback that you're getting is just amazingly richer than what you will get by some scribbles and other things that you get in your institutes or other things. So that is why we decided to do this live, so more and more students can participate. Tell your friends to join us, and keep responding to the assignments on Telegram, um, and keep practicing. That's all
And
I want.
one reminder to all of you, invitation be, please check out the new Yuki. The new Yuki has lot of upgrades. आप लोग प्लीज यूज करो उसको. ऐसे सीखने का वो ब्रिलियंट तरीका है. And very nominally priced, just 1,000 rupees for a month, about 3 odd thousand for 6 months. Essay frameworks, the syllabus is there, current affairs are there. The Yuki is the only resource you will need to prepare. And because you guys are now close to us, to our heart, to our efforts, I'll insist that you please check it out. Check it out. Tell us, okay, what you like, what you do not like, and यही टॉपिक को आप यूकी में डाल के देखो. Okay, see what the responses are. Okay, Rohit, Prince, Aditya, Mini, Kaushik, if you all can reaffirm us कि हाँ आप लोग सीखोगे, it will be a good learning for all of you. ठीक है? So check out Yuki and our essays Telegram channel, Essays with Edukemy. Right? So all the best. My wishes. Catch you next Thursday. Okay. Essays on Thursdays. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.